The movie starts with this dude walking on the beach, and he literally stumbles upon this board game buried in the sand called Jumanji. He takes it home to his kid, but the son hits him with that bombastic side-eye like, "Yo, Dad, who plays with these ancient relics anymore?" He tosses it aside and goes back to grinding on his PlayStation with zero cares given. Middle of the night, the kid wakes up shook because of this super sus green glow. He opens the Jumanji box, sees a cartridge inside, pops it into his console out of curiosity, and suddenly, boom! A literal light storm wrecks his room. Years pass and days go by. We see Spencer absolutely buried in his game, and his friend Fridge hits him up, acting all bossy. "Once you finish that paper for me, meet me at that crazy guy's house." Spencer gathers his stuff and goes over to meet Fridge and hand him the essay he asked for, but Fridge just takes it and ghosts him without even caring. Suddenly, that weird guy jump scares him, asking, "What are you doing here?" Spencer stammers, "I was just standing with a friend." The man roasts him, "Well, don't stand here chirping and singing." So Spencer mutters, Bet," and sprints out of there. Meanwhile, Bethany is sitting in the exam hall, but she's totally ignoring it to yap with her friend on a video call. The teacher scolds her in shock, "Are you ditching the exam to sit on the phone?" And Bethany replies, "Ice cold. I already finished my test." The teacher hits back, "There are others who haven't finished yet, so you're getting a detention today." At the same time, during gym class, the coach yells at Martha, "You gotta pick a partner for the game." Martha's like, "No thanks, hard pass." The coach asks, offended, "What do you mean you don't want to?" And she replies with maximum sass, "It means exactly what you heard. Don't give me a headache." The coach claps back with sarcasm, "Don't give you a headache? Wow, lovely talk. You're getting thrown in detention today." Just then, someone pulls up to announce that Spencer is wanted in the principal's office. Spencer walks in to find Fridge already glued to the chair, so he sits next to him. The principal speaks with an accusing tone. "The paper your friend submitted, we found a literal copy-paste version that you submitted last year." Spencer tries a naive excuse. "Maybe our ideas just synchronized." The principal shuts it down. "This is suspected cheating, and both of you will be honoring us with your presence in detention." The four outcasts sit together in the detention room. The principal walks in, lecturing them. "Is this valid behavior, guys? All right, follow me." He leads him to this crusty, dusty room and says sarcastically, "We want this room cleaner than your faces. I don't want to see it looking like this again. Finish it in a day, more or less, I don't care. Just get it clean." They start tidying up the room while complaining. Martha roasts Bethany. "Are you just gonna clutch your phone like that? Get off your high horse and help us, your royal highness." Spencer says to Martha, trying to be friendly, "I wasn't stalking you, BTW, but I heard you talking to the coach, and honestly, you were right about every word you said." She replies coldly, "Thanks," and thinks to herself, "What a philosopher. Looks like you're gonna simp a lot today." Just then, Fridge pulls out that ancient device and asks them in surprise, "What is this thing?" Spencer answers, "Obviously, it's an antique game." They take it to turn it on, and Spencer yells in hype, "Jumanji!" Fridge asks, "What does that name mean?" And he replies, "IDK, first time I've seen this word." They start picking characters. Fridge picks the pilot, but it refuses to work for him, so he's forced to pick Mouse, the zoology expert. Spencer's turn comes, and he picks Dr. Smolder Bravestone. Then comes Bethany's turn, and she picks Sheldon, and they call on Martha to pick a role, so she settles on Ruby. But what wasn't in the plans is that the console suddenly activates and emits a terrifying green light. The game yeets Spencer inside while everyone watches in shock. Then it swallows Martha too. And here we enter the wondrous game world, introducing the violent guy, the scary guy, the bald hero who is gonna lie like a pro today. Spencer touches his head and says, "What is this? Where's my hair? And what are these jacked muscles?" Suddenly, the rest of the squad drops from the sky around him, and everyone is totally shook, having no clue where they are. The short guy asks him in shock, "What happened to my body? And what is this backpack glued to my back?" Spencer asks him, "Are you Fridge?" He answers, "Yeah, who are you?" He replies, "I'm Spencer." Fridge screams, "What the hell is going on here?" Spencer answers, "Looks like the game swallowed us, and we became the avatars we chose. I'm Dr. Bravestone." Fridge asks, not believing it, "You're saying you're Spencer?" He replies, "Exactly, which means you are Mouse, and you, Martha, are Ruby, and definitely Bethany is the professor." Bethany screams in shock. "Professor?" She runs to look at her reflection in the water and says in horror, "Is it possible I became a man? And with a gut, too? What is this hell? What did you do to me? How? How?" Suddenly, a massive hippo bursts out of the water and eats her in one bite. Everyone stands frozen from the shock, but she drops from the sky again. The hippo appears again, so they run for the hills to escape. A guy appears in his car, so they all hop in. Dr. Bravestone, finally honored to meet you. Ruby asks sharply, "Who are you, dude?" He answers with extreme politeness, "Nigel, at your service, fam. Welcome to Jumanji. Been waiting for you for ages. Of course, you all know Jumanji is in grave danger, and we're counting on you guys to lift the curse." Spencer asks, "Can I know what this curse is?" He answers, "There's a letter in your hand. Once you read it out loud, you'll dive into the details." He starts reading the letter, which says, "I am Nigel, Jumanji's field guide. Use me. Your former partner and current enemy is Professor Van Pelt. Join me on a mission to find the famous Jaguar statue that holds the sacred jewel of Jumanji." He continues reading, "After long years, we found the Jaguar statue. He told me innocently he wanted the jewel to document it. I didn't know his intentions were demonic. His greed surfaced and he wanted to own it himself. But this Jaguar is a guardian of Jumanji, and anyone who steals its eyes gets possessed by dark powers. This power took over Van Pelt, so he controlled all Jumanji's creatures, and since that moment, the curse hit. I kept begging him to return the jewel, but he refused and flexed his ego. So I waited till everyone slept, stole it, and dipped. Take this jewel and squat up. You and your friends, with your skills, you'll be able to return the jewel to the Jaguar's eye, and the curse will lift. Good luck, but remember, after you return the jewel and lift the curse, call out the name Jumanji." They get out of the car, and Nigel tells them, "Forgot to tell you, keep this map and head to the bazaar to find the missing piece. And remember, your only exit is saving Jumanji and calling its name." Then he leaves them and goes on his way. Bravestone says seriously, "We are inside a game now, and it definitely has levels. Every time we pass a level, we face something even worse." Mouse asks him sarcastically, "And how we gonna pass some, genius?" He replies, "We'll see now." He opens the map and is surprised it's totally blank. He shouts, "OMG, the map is empty!" The professor gets close and says mockingly, "Are you trolling? The map is right there in front of you." That's when they realize Sheldon, the professor, has the cartography skill, so he takes it to lead. Bravestone says, "Every character here must have a special skill." He presses his chest by accident, and that transparent menu pops up. Everyone stands amazed, and the menu shows the strengths and weaknesses of each of them. First is Bravestone: strengths, speed, courage, climbing, and no weaknesses. As for Ruby, her strengths: karate, aikido, and dance fighting. Yes, she's gonna slay enemies and dance for us, folks. And she has one lonely weakness, which is no immunity to venom. As for the professor, strengths, maps, archaeology, and paleontology. As for Miserable Mouse, he has nothing in his bag except one strength, which is carrying weapons only, while his weakness list includes cake, speed, and strength. He screams at them, "You guys kidding me? Why me, Jumanji? Why?" Bravestone comforts him, "Don't stress, you have a great perk, which is carrying weapons." He replies with bitterness and sarcasm, "I wish I was pregnant with a kid instead, you lucky guy. Tell me then, what does this nonsense mean, smart guy?" He answers coolly, "It means you're my sidekick, and you carry my arsenal in your backpack." At that moment, a missile flies past them, and these goons appear suddenly to start the chase. They run terrified, and bullets rain on them like water from everywhere. Here, they start using their brains, and each one uses the perk they were gifted. The goons corner them, so Bravestone snatches that tool from Mouse and yeets it at him, but it falls without moving. They continue the escape marathon, chasers behind them. They get cornered at a cliff and are about to get wrecked, but the tool he threw returns suddenly like magic and wipes out the enemies. They keep running till they hit a dead end, finding no escape but jumping from the top. Ruby jumps courageously and the rest jump after her. They all come out of the water and Ruby says in pain, "I'm hit," and suddenly she glitches out of the place. Everyone stands jaw-dropped from shock, but suddenly she drops on them again from the sky. Stone grabs her arm and notices the 3 tattooed lines decreased by 1. He tells her, deducing this means each of us has 3 attempts at life. She asks anxiously, "Okay, what if we use up all our attempts?" He answers with a funeral tone, "Then it's game over, and we die with no return." In the evil camp, Van Pelt's men go to him and report in shame, "They slipped from our grip, boss." He replies with a threat, "Then I'll launch all my armies I control until I get my jewel back." Then he orders his vulture, "Go hunt them." On the way to the bazaar, a childish fight breaks out between Mouse and Bravastone, so foolish Mouse pushes him off the mountain. And just like that, a precious try is wasted, folks. Bravastone respawns, and Mouse tells him threateningly, "Don't ever call me short again." He replies angrily, "And you don't ever push me again or else." Mouse asks defiantly, "Or else what, huh?" He answers mysteriously, "You know well, I won't say." Mouse gets close to push him again, but Bravastone dodges last second, and Mouse almost falls if he didn't catch him, and say wisely, "Stop trolling. We shouldn't waste chances for nothing. We need each other whether you like it or not. We gotta finish this cursed game, and to win, we gotta unite as one team till the end." They actually reach the bazaar and roam the place looking for the missing piece. On their way, Shelley, the professor, heads to that vendor and snatches bread to devour it greedily, saying, "OMG, haven't tasted bread in ages." Mouse asks her, "Pass me a piece," and shares the food, then asks the merchant curiously, "What kind of bread is this?" The merchant answers in shock, "That's cake, not bread, son." Mouse screams, terrified, "Oh, you lump of stupidity, you idiot! Didn't you confirm it was bread?" She replies coolly, "I cut it out so long ago, how would I distinguish its cake?" He screams at her, "Oh, you ignoramus!" And obviously he's shaking with fear because cake is his fatal weakness. Suddenly he feels his body and says in shock, "Weird, nothing happened to me. What weakness is you talking about? Nothing beats me." Scarcely had he finished his sentence when he exploded into chunks before their eyes. The irony! Mouse drops from the sky again, and now he only has 2 tries left. They continue their way, but the vulture spots them and flies fast to tell his master Van Pelt. They enter this place and pull a paper from a box, finding a small elephant inside, and the note says, "When you see me, start climbing the mountain." They continue walking to the next stage, but Van Pelt's men arrive. That villain corners Bravestone and tries to end him. Think he'll get him? I swear it won't happen. Bravestone screams, "Eat this, you trash!" and wipes out the first, then the second, and anyone in his way, shouting, "You're gonna take a beating that'll change your features for life." He wipes them out completely, but Van Pelt appears suddenly, saying coolly, "How are you, Doctor? We haven't met in ages. I think you have something of mine." The men raise weapons, but what no one expected is a mystery person appearing, throwing a smoke bomb suddenly and pulling them to escape together. He takes them to his hideout and says, "Follow me and do what I say." They walk behind him as he says, "Couldn't believe my eyes when I saw you." Mouse asks him offended, "Who are you, and who do you think we are anyway?" Bravastone asks, "Aren't you the pilot nicknamed Seaplane?" He replies, "Yeah, that's me." Mouse says, "You mean the character chosen at the start but didn't show up?" He answers, "Exactly, smart guy." He takes them to a forest and says, "My real name's Alex, and you?" They introduce themselves. "I'm Spencer, this is Martha, Fridge, and Bethany." He looks at Bethany in the fat man's body and says, "Bethany, are you a girl?" She replies with pride, "Not just any girl, I'm a bombshell of attraction." They all sit and he makes them juice. They ask, "How long you been here?" He answers, "Roughly a few months." They shout, "For real?" Bethany asks, "Why all the candles?" He replies, "Because mosquito bites are my weakness, so I gotta hide. I'm stuck for a while and can't pass the transport shed." She asks, "What's this transport shed?" He answers, "It's level 2. First time I stole a vehicle to escape and lost a life. Second time the plane crashed and I lost the second. That's why I only have 1 try left. And since then, I realized I'll never leave this game." Bravastone tells him, "We can help each other. You're more expert at the game than us, and we have diverse strengths." Alex says hesitantly, "IDIK. If I fail this time, I die for good." He reassures him, "Don't worry, if we squad up, we win." Bethany tells him, "You're the missing piece we're looking for." He gets hyped. Okay, let's do it together. They head there and he explains, "This is the shed. It has all transport to lead to the next stage. We'll jack one and go straight to the jaguar statue." He asks, "What about the guards?" He answers, "We gotta distract them to sneak in." Indeed, they decide to send Ruby, Martha, to distract them. While they're sitting, Bravostone asks, "Yo, Alex, what year you think it is now?" He answers confidently, 1996. Everyone is struck dumb with shock. Spencer asks, "Are you Alex Freak?" He says, "Yeah, that's me." Mouse says, "You mean the owner of the Freak House?" Alex asks surprised, "Excuse me, how do you know me?" Mouse shouts, "Bro, you've been missing here for 20 years, oh my god!" Stone confirms, "That's exactly what I was gonna tell you." Alex is shook and says, "You guys trolling me?" Bethany replies, "No, of course. Everyone knows the story of Alex who vanished suddenly and no one found a trace of him for 20 years. Meanwhile, Ruby does the distraction mission, weird fighting dance, and Stone and the squad sneak into the shed. They are confused which vehicle to pick. Suddenly, Van Pelt's men raid them and rain bullets. The team hops in the chopper and tries to take off while cannons chase them. A missile hits the propeller, causing a glitch, so it crash lands in a deep canyon. And plot twist, a herd of rhinos attacks them. Bravestone screams, "I'll fix the propeller myself!" He climbs up and grabs the broken part to put it back. The chopper's about to crash into the mountain, but Bravestone fixes the glitch in the last moments and they fly out of the canyon. But disaster strikes. The jewel falls from Mouse's hand. He screams, "Guys, I dropped the jewel!" They turn the chopper around to find the rhino herd circling the jewel to protect it. Mouse asks, "What's the move now?" Bravestone looks at him and says with fake sorrow, "Gonna miss you, Mouse," then pushes him out of the chopper. One animal spots him, so the whole herd runs after him, while Bravestone lands, grabs the jewel, gives it to Ruby, and takes off again. As for poor Mouse, the rhinos trample him and he dies, second time, then drops from the sky again. Alex does a maneuver and they catch Mouse last second. They all land and are overjoyed. Alex tells them, "Been trying to cross this canyon for 20 years. Can you imagine what this means to me?" Suddenly, a mosquito bites him. He drops unconscious instantly. They look at his hand to find lifelines fading. He lost his last try. Bravestone screams at Bethany, "Give him CPR!" And she actually does it. And don't misunderstand, bro. The girl is trapped in a fat guy's body and the situation can't handle jokes. Or maybe it can. She looks at her hand to find she's losing a try from her life to give him. They scream at her, "Stop, you'll lose your life!" She replies, insisting, "Doesn't matter. What matters is Alex returns." And she keeps doing it. Suddenly, Alex gasps and life returns to him. They continue and finally reach the jaguar statue, but the vulture, that flying scumbag, spots them and tells Van Pelt. The youth reach the final zone, and Bravestone asks Mouse, "Give me the jewel." Once he holds it, the path lights up to the statue. He climbs trees and jumps like a monkey, but a squirrel scares him, so he falls from the top. He looks ahead to find a real tiger attacking him and ending him instantly. Bravestone drops from the sky, and he has only one lonely try left. Mouse says, "Listen guys, we'll play 4-4-2 formation, put 2 in attack and 3 playmakers, maybe we succeed." What a soccer tactic in the heart of the jungle. They spread out, Van Pelt's men arrive, but Ruby pounces saying, "Welcome, dogs," and rains hits and grinding on them like she's making hamburger patties. Bravestone rides a bike and speeds to the statue. Tiger's chasing him. Think he'll stop? I swear it won't happen. He lights a weapon and drifts the bike to trap the tigers in a ring of fire. He continues and reaches the statue, but the surprise was waiting. Van Pelt, that villain, holds Bethany hostage, saying, "One step and I end her. Give me the jewel, boy." He's about to kill her, but Stone says, "Wait, I don't have the jewel actually. Where is it then?" It's with Mouse, folks. He comes riding a huge elephant shouting, "I have arrived, you bunch of idiots." The tigers attack him, so the jewel flies from his hand. Bethany takes the chance, tricks Van Pelt, and hits him, and Alex finishes him. Martha screams to Stone, "You go, I'll get the jewel." He asks, "How?" She replies, "Just trust me." He speeds on the bike to the statue. Martha goes to pick the jewel to find it surrounded by an army of snakes. She storms into the middle and takes it. Van Pelt appears threatening, "I'll take the jewel or kill you." She replies challenging, "In your dreams." And because venom is her weakness, she lets the snake bite her on purpose. She loses a try and falls from the sky. Bravestone spots her, speeds up, throws the rope to catch the jewel from her midair, and puts it in the Jaguar's eye at the decisive moment. And finally, they succeed, bro. They all scream with one voice, Jumanji! The gloom lifts and the curse breaks. Nigel appears, saying with a smile, Congrats, guys, finally done the mission, time to part ways. Alex shakes his hand and returns to real life. Bethany shakes and exits the game. Comes Martha's turn, Bravestone stops her, saying, Wait, let's say we didn't go back. I loved this character with you. She replies, Let's stay our nature every day. Let's just return. She shakes and goes. Finally, Spencer shakes and leaves. They all return to that depressed room in school, but now they're peak happy. Bethany asks, Where's Alex? They run to his house, a fancy car stops, a handsome man gets out, looks at them and smiles, then shakes their hands. It's Alex, folks, but in adult form. He says, You're Bethany, you're Spencer, I guess you're Ruby, and definitely you're Fridge. Happiness overwhelms them for his survival, and in the last scene, they go under that bridge and smash the game and crush it totally to ensure they never return to it, then leave the place. And that's a wrap! Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more fire content, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, fam!